I've spent 4 years and over £10,000 building AutoScalp, a high velocity data engine. I'm not a professional coder. I'm a systems architect. But here's the truth. Most AI platforms treat your code like a one-night stand. They forget your context, they drift from your goals, and they eventually collapse under the weight of their own hallucinations. Today, I'm showing you why Flowchat is the only environment capable of governing a production-grade machine. Watch this. This is going to blow your mind. Flowchat. Let's get rid of some of these. Right, so this is what Flowchat is. At the moment, we've just got a terminal prompt open. We're in Flow OS, and this is a terminal. You can run code in this terminal. But we're not going to do that today. Now, each window, and you can have 6 of them in total, can be either a flowchat, an insight canvas, a code editor, a terminal, which we're in now, or a file uploader. So let's turn this one into flowchat. And now we've got flowchat inside of our module. Now we're going to add another module to it. And this one is the insight canvas. We're going to leave it as insight canvas for now. And what insight canvas is if you are mid idea and then you thought of something else but was unrelated, but you didn't want to figure it, then you could quickly come in here and put in here, I'm going to do test, just put test, and then you can give it a rating if it's high, medium or low. This one's low, and then we're going to add it, and it adds it to here, and then you just won't forget about doing it again. Now this record button comes on after message. I think I've fixed it. Let me double check. Just double checking the recording button is now working and doesn't double record. As you can see, that's been fixed. With Flow, you fix things quickly, right? They don't stay broken for long, right? You isolate, you see the bug, you fix it. Strategy, the final handshake verification according to the latest system snapshot, and the fix history injected into my context. The double record bug is dead. The fix implemented a commit ref gatekeeper. Actually, I'm going to give it the output from Lovable so that it knows what actually happened. And then Flowchat will update its context in terms of where we are in the build for Flow. But Flow was the result, right? AutoScalp was the beginning, where I had all the problems, I had all the frustration, I had all the issues, which made me build Flow. So let's open up another. I don't even know what to call them. Modal. Window, I don't know. Put in the comments what you think they should be called. What does the developer call them? So the next one, and this is so powerful, is code editor. Right? Imagine how much time you're spending going from one file to the next file, copy and pasting. Oh, it's insane, right? So what I thought was, just have the code editor in the same place as your ChatGPT. So when Flowchat, it's not ChatGPT. ChatGPT is inferior to Flowchat. It's just out of force of habit that I said ChatGPT. So when you speak to Flowchat, Flowchat can see all of these windows. So even if you could have another code editor. Which one? So say code editor. So now I've got 2 codes. So I could have 2 bits of code. Flowchat can see everything. Oh, this is finished. So I take this off. It's gone. Done. All right, and it just keeps you organized, right? So, code editor. And it's not just any old code editor, right? It's Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, HTML. If I wanted to be HTML, change to HTML. Markdown. Not whatever, because it's just these. But it's enough, right? Whatever you want to develop, you can develop in Flow, right? And much better than any other platform. So, code editor, let's change it to File Explorer, which is kind of the same thing, but you might want to have, I don't know, a specification document or any other type of document. You could have it in this File Explorer. So then you could have all of your files open at one time with flowchart, all in the same window. Now this can hold 6. It does get a bit crowded when you add 6. But I'm going to show you that it adds 6. When you go to 5, you get this long one down here, and that's good for terminal for running code. But if you really wanted to go to 6, you get another one down here, and you can change them, do what you want them. You can also resize them, so you can make this one bigger, smaller. You can grab this one to the left, to the right. So you really have manipulation of how you see all of your windows. So look, I have a terminal live, the code editor active, and the neural brain watching everything. I'm not switching tabs, I'm commanding a grid. It gives me a memory advantage. Like, people keep asking me, why are the flow responses so much better than any other platform? And it's because of persistent context. Flowchat doesn't just read my prompt. It remembers my system map, my doctrine, and every fix I've applied over the last 4 years. It's not chatting, it's consulting. Anyone can vibe code. Anyone nowadays with any type of AI can vibe code a snippet. An architect governs an asset. I use the to-do list and patch bridge to ensure my logic never drifts. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually show you in action. I don't need 6 windows. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm not going to need the terminal. I'm going to run it in Python native. I don't need this. And I might change this to another code editor. So let me bring this in my bus runtime. Okay, I can't find the bus error print because my machine switched off, and I can't do a find and search for it. But that's not even a problem, because I'm just going to ask Flowchat to find it. Right, so I've got the fixed space on the canvas. So, okay, I've got the fixed space on the canvas with settlements, bus, and bus route. I can't remember what other file I put there. I've got settlements twice. Let me put bus route. Okay, so, and what I need to do, there's a settlement issue and there's a bus error. So the bus is not ticking. And I think this is the last error before we get the tool fully functional. So go through the code files and find the bus error and the settlement error and provide a triple header patch fix. The beauty is how quick it is, how quick it comes back with an answer. Alright, let's see what it's saying. The unlocal error, SQLite, in settlements logic is critical scope failure. Well, I know that. It's stopping the tool from working. Stopping reconciliation from working. We are going to use the fix module to deploy a fundamental patch that stabilizes database, handshake, and the multiprocessing memory map. Triple header recovery, loadable prompt. No, we can't do it from Lovable. We have to do. You have to give me the patch, and then we'll patch it in the files that we have open. It should be, the culprit should be in here somewhere. Have you found the issue? Patch. Malachi, find these specific lines in your open files and apply these fixes manually through the patch bridge. Okay, so now I just need to find this in settlements. But there's no results for this reconcile settlements. Let's just see if I put in reconcile. Maybe the find and replace doesn't work. That's a bug. And then flow chat. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix that right now. It's high level. The find doesn't work in flowchat. Let's fix that. It's super high. The record bug hasn't gone completely. And then it's thinking it should give me a lovable patch, because and that's why it came with lovable before, because Flow is built on lovable. So now I paste that over to lovable. Let me show you that. Here's lovable. This is where the site is hosted. Lovable is another AI tool, and then it's going to literally go and fix that problem on the website in real time. You watch it, it'll come back and say it's fixed it, and then it will deliver me a report to give back to flowchat, and then flowchat will update its memory so it knows that this fix has happened. So then I now informed Flow that that fix has taken place. It comes back and says it's restored by pinning the search bar to the editor pane. Instead of the browser, we have eliminated the UI drift that was making you blind. You can now surgically hunt the bus error with zero friction. Okay, and it's updated, refresh the page. Go back into flowchat. It's another bug. It's not that high. Now I need to open up settlements. Let's get rid of. So this is what I'm replacing from location down to context learning hook. Okay, that's it. Right. Now, once you've got it highlighted, you then go over here. This particular one is module scope. But depending on how many spaces you want this code to appear in the actual code, the live code, then you would change this 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, 6 space, 8 space. So for this one, it's no spaces. And then just press play. And then it just replaces the code. And then you hit save. And it's done. Right, no need to copy and paste. No need for any of that. Now that's just one error. Now we need to find the bus error. So I'm going to give you the bus code. Open file. Go back to here. Bus. Bus. But the beauty of Flow, right, is that I'm not doing the thinking. I'm giving Flow the code, and Flow is working out what the problem is. It's already gave me the patch. It's in the tick. Okay. We go over here. We find the tick. Here's the tick. In this case, we are 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and it goes all the way down to self tick ID is 1 to here. So then I highlight this, come back to here, say it says 4 spaces, press play. Oh, that's indented it too far. Because it's that module scope. See, there's that module scope. But the actual, where I'm changing it is 4 spaces. So I made a mistake. There you go. But do you see how easy that is? Do you see how simple that is? And then you hit save. And I'm done. I can launch bus. I'm going to do it. So you can see it. And then you can see what auto scalp really is. Let me bring up a new there we go. Just need to get my session token, and then we can turn it on. Alright, so here it is. It's now building it's looking at all of the races that have gone before and building a understanding of every runner that it hasn't mapped since the last time it ran. It's going to take a bit of a while to do that. And now it's loaded up the blueprints. As you can see, it's categorized them as flat middle, listed, maiden, novice, handicap, listed, and then it's got a number of different patterns for each type of race. Put my session token in. I set the credentials. You see the credentials get set, and then I fill my database with all of the runners for today. Did that. There's 57 markets. There's 704 runners, and then now we're gonna seed all of the odds for all of those runners into the database. This does take a bit of a while, but not that long. Not as long as Blueprints takes to complete. But this is just done once at startup. This process took me, I don't know, 4 months to get right. When I was vibe coding in ChatGPT, if I had Flow when I was building this, oh my god, it would have been so much quicker. Now, as you can see, it's wrote 443 into the database, and then now we're going to start the tool, and then it will go crazy. The prints will go mad, but then the dashboard will open, and I'll bring it across so you can see that as well. Now the tool is in boot up. You'll see something green. If your eyes are quick enough, it'll be green. You'll see it go past, and then the dashboard will load. But we've got to get to that bit of the code before we see the dashboard, because again, it's all about sequencing. The amount of time it took me to get this process correct so that everything ran at the right time, because this is live horse racing. There's the green bit. It's come. So the dashboard, this will go white, and then the dashboard will, there you go, and then the dashboard will come up. So here's the dashboard. Oh, keep it in the screen. And then it is dynamic. Oh, see if I can find it somewhere. So these, if this is working, the router numbers will start updating at some point. But the way we know that everything's okay is that the underlying print doesn't have any errors. And this is another debugging principle that took me a long time to understand. When you create in code and you don't put a except E at the end, and the exception gets swallowed by your code, and you have got no clue what's wrong. There's no error, there's no problem, there's no issue. It just doesn't work, and you don't know why. It's so frustrating. I never have to go through that again with Flow. If I don't know what the reason is, that the problem is, which is most of the time, Flow does. And Flow pinpoints the problem and find a solution. You saw us do it today. Now, I don't know if it is fixed, because sometimes it's about iteration, right? You have to be like a detective. You have to look for all of the clues, and then you have to then eradicate the ones that it's not, until you find the one that fixes the code. That's your final error. It seems to always be that last final error. That's the hardest one to get rid of. So I'm not filled with confidence that the error that I fixed today was the last error and this will fix it. But we'll see. We'll let that run for a while I continue talking, and at some point we may see some numbers. If not, I will show it on the next video. Where is it resized? And we'll go through a bit more about auto scalp. But just to give you an overview, obviously these are KPIs at the top. These are how many races we're having today. This is the P&L per hour. It's self-explanatory. Right, as I said, invested nearly a little bit over 10k. It started to turn the corner and it's starting to make some of that money back, but then bad logic and the errors made it lose again. And some people will say, oh, well, it's lost £7,290. This doesn't work. That's not the point. The point was there's two bits of this working, right? There's it runs and it does what it's supposed to do. That's one bit. That really was the hardest bit, right? Then after you've got it working and it's running and there's no errors and no issues, no problems, that's really when the work begins. Because now you've got to understand how to engineer the system to be profitable. Those are two different things. Is it working? Is it making money? Now, I may never crack this. I may never make money. But what I found was that building AutoScalp, the real lesson wasn't in creating this trading tool. It was in the problems, the issues that I faced when building it. So what you need to do is you need to stop vibe coding on sand. Start governing your architecture in a system that never forgets. I hit Control S, my system is green, and my legacy is protected. If you're ready to make the leap from a hobbyist to a sovereign architect, join the flow. Link is somewhere around this video, above, below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.